In today's video, we're taking a look at how to adjust your watch band size, easy and simple. This is so easy, anyone could do. Everything that we use on the video, we're gonna leave a link on the description. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. That does help us out a lot. Thank you. So you woke up today and opened the mail. You got your new watch, you put it on, but it seems it wants to go back to the warehouse. Or you just picked up your watch, put it on, and noticed that you might have gained pure muscle. Wink, wink. And the watch doesn't fit like before. Now that you're made of pure muscle, don't worry. Here at the StatUpBox team, we've got your back. A bike ride away, a small jog, but a back is a back. And the first thing that you want to do is verify that you do own a watch. And in this video, we're going to show different techniques as well, 2 different link bands. But remember, no matter which type of watch band you have, the technique will be the same. The second thing that we're going to need is a spring bar tool, or you can use any tool or accessory that's tiny and pointy, like a clip, like a push pin, a tiny flathead screwdriver, or the pointy ones. No matter which you choose, the technique will be the same. And we believe in you, Grasshopper. We know you can. The only difference is that using a watch tool, it's going to be a lot easier because one of the sides is pointy and flat, and the other side is like a 2-part claw that can help you bring in or push in any spring a lot easier. And we have noticed that many watch bands already come with the tool already included, and we can see even some adjustable pin tools that make the job a lot easier. And now that we filled your brain with data, we're ready to start. The first thing that we want to do is open our watch. So we open the clasp, and you're going to notice either on the left side or the right side of the clasp a spring pin that holds the bands in place, because if you can tell, the actual case holds 2 bands which meet in the clasp, making it one piece. So basically what we want to do is separate them, and we do that by taking our spring push tool and pressing down on the pin. Because the pin is spring loaded, once you press it in, it will become smaller, letting you disconnect one of the bands from the clasp. And to make the job a lot easier, we like to disconnect the side where it's not adjustable, meaning not on the micro adjustable side, and that would be where you would see the 3 holes on the right side of the clasp. And we choose this side just because it's easier to remove and to rebuild. A pro tip, saving the pin is the way to go, because the last thing you want is more screws or pins on that DIY bin that every time you build something back, it grows and grows. And now that you broke your watch, we're ready for the next step. If we look closely at the band on the back side, we're going to notice some arrows that point to a certain direction. And what this basically means is this is a direction you want to push out the pin which holds each individual link making the band. And these particular pins are not spring loaded. So if you notice on the opposite side on the top of the band, you're going to see the actual hole where the pin is located at. And this is the side that we want to take our pointy device and push towards the arrow. And to make the job a lot easier, we're going to use this watch band stand, which you can 3D print. You can get for a few dollars online. We'll leave links on the description, or you can even use a rolled up t-shirt or anything with a hole in the middle, because basically what you want to be able to do is once you push the pin, it won't hit the flat surface, because you're going to keep trying to hammer it out and it's not going to go anywhere. And we know you're strong, and even though you can tell your loved one, roommate, family member on the household you're just de-stressing, today is not that day. So basically we want to align the pinhole at the bottom with the arrow facing downward on the hole, and using our pointy tool we place it on the top side of the hole where the pin is at, on the opposite side of the arrow. And now with your tiny hammer you release stress like there's no tomorrow. And you can use a rubber mallet, a small hammer, a regular hammer, a plate, your bare fisted hands, and love tap that pin until it comes out. But let's say you own an adjustable pin removal tool, you can use the same technique as before. You're just gonna align the pin with the hole, place the pushing part on the opposite side of the arrow, arrow, twist the knob following the ancient technique passed down generation to generation of lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, and you'll see how the pin comes out from the other side. Using this particular method, because the pin doesn't go all the way through, you would have to remove the pin manually on the other side. So either using some needle nose pliers, your nails, your strong fingers is the way to go. But now let's get back to our other torture victim. I mean, to our patient. So now comes the fork in the road. How many links you want to remove from your band? Sometimes just removing one is good enough. If you're adding, then the technique will be the same. The only difference, instead of removing, you would be adding, and you would reverse engineer your way to glory. So let's say in this case, we're removing a link to make it smaller. We would use the same technique either on the left side or the right side of the last link. We would have the arrow at the bottom. We'll take our tool and from the top, give it a few love taps until the pin comes out. We save the pins and not in our DIY bin because we're using this one. And just like that, we have a link that's removed. If you need to remove more links, you would just repeat the process until you get a snug fit or to your liking. But let's say in your case, you're adding some links, then it would be the same technique from now forward. And now that your watch has lost value by weight, if you think about that for a second, we're ready to reverse engineer our way to glory. And just like before, we're gonna use the same techniques. Arrow at the bottom, we align the links, we push in the pin from the top, and then with a few love taps, we make sure that it goes in just a little bit like the others to the left or to the right side. You don't want to push it all the way in. That the only thing that you did is pass it from one side to the other. Even though that you would relieve stress like that, but you would be reliving an episode of the Twilight Zone. And now that your watch has lost some weight, we're ready to make our watch band whole again, going from 2 pieces to 1. And just like before is the same technique. We want to insert the pin on one side of the clasp, bring it up to the other side, have the pin inserted at the bottom first, and then pushing the spring-loaded pin inward so it could become shorter so we can slide it in to the other side where the hole is located and is going to rest on its final location. And now that that watch is snug to your liking, we can take a look at this other watch. Even though being from the same Casio family, adjusting the band is different. But if you look deep inside of yourself, and I mean deep in there, you'll notice that the technique will be the same. And you got this, grasshopper. We know you do. And just like before, we're gonna disconnect one side of the band from the clasp. We always like to choose the easiest side where there's no micro adjustment holes. Then we lay it flat. We see where the arrows are pointing towards, and that's where we push to. In this particular case, you're gonna notice an opening, and using our pointy tool, if you're using the spring bar tool, you can use the one with the claw side, which can make the job a lot easier. But you can use any tool to your liking. Remember, the technique will be the same. So basically what we're going to do is take the top end of the spring-loaded pin and push it in, making it shorter, so giving us space so we can separate the links apart. And just like before, now you broke 2 watches. We're gonna go ahead and remove the band next to it. We're gonna use the same technique, pushing down towards where the arrow points at, making space for the other link to be removed. And now we're ready to reverse engineer our way to glory. But remember, if you're adding links, this would be the same technique. You would add the pin on one of the links, align the bottom, then press in the spring-loaded pin at the top, making space so you can push in the top side. We let go, the spring should open completely again, therefore securing the links to your band. And now you have a completed band again. It lost value because it lost weight. Think about that once again. And just like before, we're going to reunite both bands on the clasp with the spring. We're going to use the same technique. We insert the spring-loaded pin on one side, align it with the bottom hole, press it down at the top. Once aligned with the hole, we let go, and it should go in back to its home again. And now you've done it. You went from 2 good watches, then broke them, then fixed them again, but for some reason they cost less. Now you can pat pat yourself on the back for a job well done. Don't forget, if you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up. That really helps. If you have any questions, place them in the comment section below. Either someone on the StatUpBox team or someone on the YouTube community can help you out with an answer. Don't forget to subscribe, follow us on social media. Thank you for watching, and here's a link to our latest video.